maro nandena he. Maro nandena he.
Welcome back to Cura Medicina. I hope everyone is fantastic out there. And what we're going to do, this is going to be a quick one today, about 25 minutes. And we're going to look at night number 2. And it's very important that if you've signed up for the weekend, that you stay for the second night. One of my teachers, she calls night 1 the washer and night 2 the dryer. And though sometimes it's reverse, most of the time it does follow that cadence, is that the first night is very difficult and the second night tends to be lighter, but not necessarily. It all depends on your dieta, your state of mind, where you're at in your life, so many elements. But what I wanted to say about this is, please stay for the second night. It's so important that if you've signed up for 2 nights, no matter how you feel after the first night, get yourself to stay and to commit to the second night. Ayahuasca is a relationship, and sometimes it takes her a while to get to know you and for you to get to know her. Sometimes it takes a while for you to clean out the gunk that you've been carrying inside your body and soul and mind. And you might need several nights for that to happen. I really like 3-nighters because in 3 nights you can really get to the core, and the third night tends to be a lot of wonderful work. But if you've signed up for 2, which is what most offerings are, please stay for the second. Or if you sign up for 3, please stay for the third. You'll notice this evolution in your process, right? This dance, this relationship. And if you get scared, or you're very frustrated, or you don't want to go through what you experienced the night before, I understand, but I really want to encourage you to stay for the second night. And I'm going to give you a few things that you can do between night 1 and night 2 in this chapter. And just, relax into the reality that this really is an unfolding, and everyone has their own rhythm. Everyone has their own timing. Some people might take 100 ceremonies. Some might take a few ceremonies. Some might take 1. You never know. Don't compare yourself to others. Just get in there and do the work. And if you've signed up for 2 nights, sit the second night, no matter what you're feeling. I've had many ceremonies in the beginning when I had signed up for 2 or 3 nights. And after the first night, I found myself in the middle of the ceremony thinking, there's no way I'm seeing the second night. I'm got to tell my friend that I came with, that I'll come back and pick him up, and, going through whatever stories I was telling myself inside. But I always stayed. I never left. And I'm so glad I did. And I really want to encourage you to stick it out, dig deep for the courage, and stay for that second night, and stay and do, you owe it to yourself. You've put aside this time, you've shown up, and, she's right there waiting for you. So here we go. Let's dig into some tips and tricks to get you through the day after the first night and get you prepared for the second night. Ouch, ouch.
Chapter 4. Preparation for the second night. If you intend to do plant medicine work, then consider the integration to be an inseparable, non-negotiable part of the psychedelic journey, and a time of self-care and self-love. Grandmother Ayahuasca, Christian Funder. please sign up for a 2-day retreat and commit to sitting both nights, no matter what you feel after the first night. I have watched people walk away after the first night, and many never return to ayahuasca. It's essential that you stay the second night and overcome any desire you might have to run for the bleachers. At the beginning of my relationship with ayahuasca, I wanted to run after the first night many times, but I fought through my fears and stayed every time. On the other side of that fight was a ton of healing and beauty. I broke patterns I would have never overcome had I left the retreat before it was over. Committing to both nights also gives you the space to retreat from all the hustle and bustle of your life. The ceremonial aspect of ayahuasca is a beautiful opportunity for you to disconnect from the outside world and reconnect with yourself. This is your time and your space to heal and rebuild. I recommend staying off your phone for the entire weekend. Disconnect from anything that might distract you from going deep on your second night. Use this weekend to build a cocoon and let people know you'll reach out after the weekend. Set clear boundaries with yourself and others to create optimal conditions for a beautiful experience. Let's get back to the first night. No matter how much you want to leave after the first night, I urge you to stay for the second. I keep saying this, but I want this idea to sink deep into your heart. My teacher, Natasha, says that the first night is the washer and the second is the dryer. The first night can often feel like your traumas and fears are being washed away, and the second night is for reflection and celebration, drying out what you washed away. It's not always like this, but the first night is often the hardest. Nonetheless, whatever happens during the first night, please stay for the second night. It's really important to commit to the entire weekend. This experience brings with it a lot of conflicting thoughts and emotions. You might feel excited about having tried the brew for the first time. If you were exceptionally lucky, you might have had a mystical experience. However, you might be unable to make sense of anything you've just experienced. You might even feel slightly disappointed if you had expected something dramatic to happen. Usually, people go into the experience wanting to feel everything in the first ceremony. They feel underwhelmed when this does not happen, or at least not as they had envisioned. This is when you need to be patient and reflect on everything that has happened. Usually, we miss out on many insights because we were expecting something flashy. Just because these insights are quieter than expected doesn't make them less valuable. Ayahuasca is getting to know you, and the first night is much like a first date. Take it slow and treat the entire weekend as an opportunity to deepen your relationship with grandmother. You made it through the first night. Now it's time to reflect, relax, and recalibrate for the second night. Crawl into your ceremonial cocoon and prepare for the rest of the weekend. Rest and reflection. An ayahuasca experience is an energetic one. More often than not, it will be one of the most intense encounters in your life. While you might be eager to see what the next night brings, adequate rest is necessary. Being well rested and hydrated is recommended even the night before the ceremony begins. After the first night, this becomes even more important. While you can simply rest during this period, you could also try a specific yoga pose that might help even more. This is known as Savasana, corpse pose, where you lie completely still. You might wonder why this pose is part of yoga, which is all about different kinds of mindful movement. The practice of yoga understands the importance of resting the body after an intense session. This pose is simple, yet many practitioners feel it can be the hardest to execute. This is primarily because we're not used to doing anything with our bodies. Even though most of our movements might not be meaningful or productive, we still like to keep moving our bodies unless we're asleep. However, Savasana has several benefits that should encourage you to try it. When you've come out of an intense and physically exhausting session, be it yoga or an ayahuasca ceremony, this pose can help relax and rejuvenate you simultaneously. This is essential, because not only do we want to give our bodies the rest they need, but we also want to increase our energy levels. This pose has also reduced blood pressure levels, anxiety, and insomnia. After a session, you might still be left with residual anxiety. This can make it difficult for you to get a good night's sleep, which is important for the next session. This posture requires us to lie flat on our backs, preferably on the floor. This is a surefire way of grounding our energy and connecting us to this material plane. I like to do this pose outside in nature, under a tree or on the beach. Grounding in nature boosts the benefits of this pose and allows the body to recharge, using the natural healing energies of the elements. This posture gives us the kind of rest that helps repair our tissues and heal the body on a deeper level. This means that our bodies get time to bask in the good parts of the ceremony. Here's how you can practice this position. The first thing to do is lie flat on your back. You should not use pillows or cushions for this purpose. If you feel very uncomfortable, consider placing a small cushion below your neck. Make sure your legs are comfortably placed in a way that is slightly apart from each other. Your arms should be placed along your body without touching it. Again, be as relaxed as possible, and make sure your palms are facing upward. Now, close your eyes. After this, you can start breathing and bringing awareness to different body parts. Start with your toes and say silently, "Toes, relax." Visually move up your body, stopping at each body part until you reach the top of your head, and relaxing each muscle and organ along the way. As you breathe in, let your body be rejuvenated. As you exhale, let all the exhaustion leave your body. This is an unhurried pose, so don't try to rush anything. You should feel your body getting lighter as you let go of all the stress and tension plaguing you. You don't need to be anywhere but here. Do this for at least 15 to 20 minutes to relax your body and mind completely. After 20 minutes, roll over to your right side, curl up like a baby, and stay in that position for the next couple of minutes. Remember, in this and other poses, you should avoid sudden movements as much as possible. After some time, you can get up with the support of your right hand on the floor and stay in a comfortable position. Take gentle breaths as you slowly open your eyes again and ease back into this world. Some of us might come out of the ceremony feeling like we can conquer the world. Depending on the visions you see or the healing that takes place, you might notice a positive aura surrounding you. This is amazing, but it doesn't mean you should undertake physical or mental strenuous activities immediately after the ceremony. You might be in a hurry to integrate with your daily life, but that's usually not a good idea. So, what should you spend your time and energy on? We come back to reflection. If you've gotten into the habit of keeping a journal, this will help you during this period. You might not remember everything from the journey you've just undertaken. However, there might be some things that stood out for you. Try to note some of the most amazing experiences you've had and the darkest emotions or reactions you remember. Mindfulness will help you observe these events without any judgment attached to them. A simple thing you can do is to write down what you saw and how it made you feel. Some of these images can be disturbing, but when you write about them in a detached state, you might begin to understand some of their hidden meanings. You can also add questions where you like. For example, if you see a particular image and don't quite understand what it means, you can note it and set your intention for the next night accordingly. Remember, you don't need to obsess over anything you've witnessed. Writing will help you channel your energy away from obsessive thoughts. If you don't feel like writing, you might want to make a voice recording of yourself reflecting on the evening and aspects you would like to remember. You might find yourself extremely sensitive to external stimuli, so the best thing to do is focus on and nurture your inner self during this period. Reading and inspiration. On the second day, I like to bring a spiritual book to read that helps root my experience in something sacred. I have recommended a few at the end of this book. You will be very sensitive after the first night, so be mindful of who you speak with and your conversations. You will notice a heightened sensitivity to people's energies in the group. Respect your intuitions and steer clear of anyone sucking your energy. You need to recharge and honor your own needs. Many people will ask you how your journey was. This is a difficult question, and only some people are prepared to describe the depth of their journey when the ceremony ends. I had one experience where, once the ceremony ended, I couldn't speak for hours. Honor whatever the medicine has brought you, and relax into the subtle energies that embrace you after the ceremony. Discussing your experience with others may feel tempting, but you should wait until the integration circle to gather your thoughts and feelings. There is no right or wrong way. Follow your heart and intuition. If you hear someone talking about having a vision or seeing a spectacular set of images, realize that everyone dances with ayahuasca differently. Your experience is unique to you, and the medicine works on various dimensional levels of your being. Be careful not to compare or diminish your experience when you hear others talking about theirs. While listening to other people's experiences is essential, it would be far more helpful if you could understand how these experiences have helped them. The main thing is that you should feel confident and inspired enough to proceed to the next stage of the journey. Dieta. If you've been restricting yourself in the days leading up to the ceremony, you might feel eager to resume your regular diet. While this makes sense, it's not recommended. If you're about to go for the second night of the ayahuasca ceremony, it's especially risky to return to your regular diet. Not only will it create uncomfortable sensations during the ceremony, but your entire experience might get interrupted. Even if you're going back to your life after the first night, but you are going to stay for the second night, right? Retreats recommend that the dieta should be adhered to for as long as possible, and certainly for a week after the ceremony. This is because your body is undergoing energetic shifts even after the ceremony. These effects can manifest in cycles. You might experience emotional highs, while at other times you may feel hopeless and sad for no reason. These energies will take some time to settle, and you need to reintegrate into your life slowly.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that extract. And I just wanted to ask you if you would please leave a review on your favorite podcasting platform. And if you're really enjoying the chapters of the book, it would be great if you left a review on Amazon. That would really help me reach more people. And please subscribe to the podcast if you are finding value. Just wishing you a wonderful day. We'll see you next week. Hausch, hausch.